Ladies and gentlemen, this is the state of the scene.
My Chemical Romance and LS Dunes' Frank Iero took to Instagram this last week to share his feelings on Elon Musk after Elon performed what many allege to be a Nazi salute at Trump's inauguration.
It was.
Quote, "Fuck this guy and every single person supporting this shit or wasting any kind of breath attempting to defend it. Your true colors are shining through." Elon denies the allegations, but oh boy.
That's the funniest denies the allegations of all time.
Right. Like,
is it up there? Is that
caught in
Mount Rushmore denying the allegations?
top 5 allegation denial, yes.
Yeah.
Like they got
they got you in fucking 8K.
They got his ass in 8K. But not only that, they got like experts reporting in on this, and they're like, yeah.
Bro, they got
like,
all of Europe blurring it out. They know.
They got fucking charts figuring out how dead on this shit is. Like they got angles and like
Right.
it's crazy. Frank Iero is an individual who always stands on business, Marcos. The Elder Emo wrote in on Twitter, "Music has always been inherently political. If you found what Frank Iero said out of pocket, number one, you clearly are not listening to the lyrics of the music you claim to like. Number two, you're probably on the wrong side of the aisle when it comes to what Elon so clearly did. Also, have you heard anything by Leathermouth? This isn't anything new from Iero." Marcos, general thoughts on Frank Iero kind of being, you know, maybe one of the braver individuals to speak up. You know, he's not the only one by any means. Many musicians and other artists and individuals across the board have spoken up. Some artists are flat out deleting their Twitter. I don't know how the other day said, "Hey, bye, you can find me on Blue Sky."
I don't know if you saw this. Like, pretty much every single popular subreddit is banning Twitter links now.
I saw that as well, though somebody did make the joke that they're not banning Twitter images because that would end Reddit entirely.
Well, I saw this news because like r/NBA banned it entirely, and that's literally the entire
Funny enough, I saw this news because
of that.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but theoretically you can still screenshot a tweet or copy paste
they
the text
banned
and then just
screenshots,
reiterate it.
And they're essentially only approving Blue Sky stuff. Yeah.
Wow, that's fascinating. You have to think that that might drive some people to then go to Blue Sky if they want their, I don't know, information or takes or whatever to get caught in the general cultural stratosphere. I got this from r/metalcore, funny enough, who also banned Twitter links.
Listen, at the end of the day, Frankie Iero speaks for the whole band. Gerard Way can't speak up. He's got too much fucking Netflix money at,
Netflix?
Netflix money.
Yeah.
fucking
No,
umbrella
I was agreeing with you. You say he's got too much Netflix money, and I'm saying he's got too much Netflix money at Netflix. Yeah.
The other guys don't really speak. Honestly, the weirdest thing of all this Frankie Iero stuff, and connected with like the whole Trump inauguration, it just reminded me about the drummer passing.
We never really did talk about Bob Breyer passing, which,
former drummer,
in spite of some heinous views he held towards the latter half of his life, is still kind of tragic that he passed away.
Well, weren't some of them like Trumpisms or whatever?
Yeah,
didn't it
like he
have to
just
directly
sort of
do with
turned
Trump or
into
some
like
shit?
some microcosm of all these other weird
Yeah.
fucking cultural warriors who desperately want attention now that they've fallen out of the limelight. I think that's sad in another way entirely.
Yeah. Not to bring it up though, like just it's also kind of crazy. Like the two last most memorable things that Frankie Iero shared was like just the devastating stuff he had to say about Bob.
He fucking, like, my stomach like fucking dropped
keeps
reading
me
what he
fucking
wrote
up
on
at
that.
night.
Like, it was like incredibly well said, and like it made me feel even more sad for Bob and like who he became and all that.
And then of course sharing this political stance, which we all knew that Frank had, but just two like really memorable things out of him recently.
Yeah, you know, in a sense, I do know what you mean by like the rest of My Chemical Romance feels deadly silent on social media in general. So it's nice that we still have like one vestige of that band who is sort of outspoken in a sense that it's not just like related to like what they're working on. But, you know, I also understand why lots of artists choose to protect their peace at this point. So what can you do? What about Ellis Dunes, though? What does Anthony Green have to say about this? Regular Threads user, by the way, if you're curious.
Regular Threads user.
What are the rare
Anthony
musicians
Green?
I see kind of like regularly posting on Threads?
What's he typing?
So he
up in
bounced from
there?
Twitter even earlier.